Hello. Hey, Bossy and Jay. How's it going? I'm telling you, if I don't get this hair chopped off, I'm going to have to just bite the bullet and go. Katie might be coming. My daughter Katie might be here tonight. Carly! I feel like I didn't even get to chat with you the other night, Carly. Hi, buddy. Hi, Colleen. How's everybody doing? Hi, Meek. It's morning there. It's getting nighttime here. Hi, Adelaide, Kentucky girl, Karen. The gang's here. Yay! I told Carly, I said, I'm trying to find a shirt to put on that's not covered in cotton candy. That would be a good thing. Oh, no problem. You were out having fun, Carly. Hi, Catch. Yeah, I was wanting to talk about Gabby. Did you guys see all the stuff that just happened with the neighbors? Crazy stuff. Hi, Ginger. I was just reading the updates that the neighbors of the Laundries said that they took him camping for 3 days. That's not good. I know, it breaks my heart too. Hi, Dee. I know, it's heartbreaking. I know, it's hard to follow everything on Twitter. This was the latest I just saw, that the Brian Laundrie's neighbors said that his mom and dad took him camping for 3 days. No, Bunny, this is just the neighbors. I don't know how this just got reported, but they're saying that Brian Laundrie's parents, thank you. You know, I love a good tie-dye. His parents took Brian camping for 3 days. So who knows how long he's really been gone, right? Oh, it's infuriating. Me too, Catch. Yeah, that's what I say. WTF. Hi, Susie. I know, I am so upset. And somebody on Twitter was just screaming at me not to talk about Brian Laundrie's parents that way. Yeah, F you. I'm entitled to have my own opinion. If you don't like it, don't read it. I know, I was like, let's just go live tonight. What the heck? I haven't done a weeknight live in forever. I got off work early today, so that's why I was finally able to do a video. And I was like, let's go live. I'm not sure if it's only Fox News. I was just reading it. I know the story gets stranger and stranger. That's what I'm wondering, buddy. Hi, Mermaid. Hi, April. Yeah, I think first they got to figure out what crime was committed, and then they can start with charges. But I know, I am too, Susie. I'm hoping my daughter Katie shows up. She's got the timeline down better than I do. Yeah, you're supposed to encourage your kids to do the right thing. But that's why I said that all along this has reminded me so much of Scott Peterson's case, where his wealthy parents kept enabling him. And because, you know, when they found Scott Peterson with his dyed hair in that car, with all that cash, that was cash his mama gave him. Oh, I'm so glad you got to stop by for a little bit, Rogue. Good to see you. Did you watch the video I made tonight, Elizabeth? Katie doxing somebody that's the car which Brian's Mustang was registered to. To me, that's doxing. That's a definite dox, and I'm not happy. I'm so mad about it. I'm glad his neighbors are speaking out too, but why just now? I haven't seen anything more on the autopsy yet. Hi, Vera. Yeah. They said it was a homicide, but they haven't said what caused her to die yet. Wait, so here, I'm hoping my daughter Katie gets here. Wait, so after he got back from the trip with Gabby, his parents took him camping. Yes. So after he came back, the neighbors said they went camping for 3 days. Yeah, Kentucky girl. I was upset. That's why I put what I tweeted to her and said, please take this down. You don't like it when people do it to you. Don't do it. Because, at least Katie's a public figure. This woman, nobody knows who she is or what her connection is or... I was just shocked. I really didn't think... I know people say I'm just too empathetic. I really didn't see Katie doing that. And I wasn't about to let it go and not call her out. That's just wrong. And I cannot believe the thread is still there. I can't believe the part where one of her subs put where this woman works. It's terrible. Hi, son. How you doing? I don't know if I know about the Alex Kelly case. My nose is so stopped up. They had to know the minute he came home without Gabby that something's wrong, right? The girl lived with him. Ugh, it just infuriates me. I'm going to feel, so bad for that woman if people go after her. Somebody said on Facebook they were already figuring out other stuff about her. It's horrible. Oh, I didn't know that. I haven't heard of that one. I just didn't think she would dox other people when she hates that people do it to her. I just didn't see it coming. I'm too empathetic. I gotta learn. He likely told them that him and Gabby just broke up. The camping happened before anybody knew she was missing, right? That's the way I took it from what I read. Hopefully they're going to elaborate on it. Yeah, I think Dina's video is going more into is it legal or illegal, which I don't know. My thing was morally, it's just not right. Just don't do it. No, and that's what I kept saying. What was the point? If there was any relevance, the FBI already knew it. So it's not like she was finding information that nobody had or, I'm sure the FBI knew that probably for weeks. Probably knew that the second they saw the Mustang. So what's the point? She lived with him. The minute he came home without her and they lawyered up his parents. See, that's how I feel. And I try not to jump to conclusions, but when it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, you got to think it's a duck. Oh, thank you, Mermaid. Yes, hit the like button. I would appreciate it. I would so appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's absolutely no relevance. What was the point? There's nothing there. See, that's what I'm going by too, is Gabby's parents' attitude. So if they're that upset with Brian's parents, sorry about my voice tonight, guys, that something's not right there. That's what I go by, mostly, is their response. So obviously, Gabby's parents are not giving them any information. And how could you withhold that? That's despicable. It's not a conclusion unless they have no brain. They aren't going to ask where She is, and even if he lies, they wouldn't push. BS, I agree. See, that's what everybody's saying. It is illegal in Florida to put somebody's VIN number and plate number out. Somebody said they did even dig further on Facebook. I meant to check before I got on here, and I was kind of in a hurry. Oh, thank you, Bossy. I think it's this rainy, wet weather. It's so rainy today, and it's just because I woke up like this morning. You're so sweet. She shares that info because she thinks every new piece of info makes her look like she's breaking. I agree. I agree. But that's not like breaking news, you know? Nobody cares. I reported the tweets, but all I got back was a thing saying, thanks for reporting that, and we'll look into it. So who knows? And I never do that. I never report tweets, but that went so far beyond the line, I had to report it. I don't know if it'll do any good, but I just found out they don't do inspections here. I'm having major issues switching car insurance. And they do things different here than any other state I live in. See, I've got a friend that just moved to Florida. She said the same thing. She moved from Illinois. Well, it's like their vacation home. Thanks, Susie. It was good seeing you. Have a good night. Yeah, I'm glad to see other people reported those tweets too. I don't know. She'll probably get mad and block me now, and that's okay. Whatever. I was so upset reading that. Because I had so much empathy for her, as you guys know. I lost subs over being empathetic to her. Thank you, Rug. It was good seeing you even for a little bit. Have a good night. Well, I know the first time she put up the wrong tag number. They were having trouble whether one of them was an O or a 0 or something like that. Yeah. Not O, it's Q, yeah. Oh, so even the second time she had the wrong number. Is that what you're saying? See, I didn't hear anybody say that. If that's true, it's even worse. Then that's even more reason why she should pull that down. I try to be really fair because I felt really bad about the real life stuff people did with her. And if they're still calling the police to her house, stop it. It's ridiculous. But, of course, I read now maybe there was a different reason why they were there. But we do know people have done that to her. And that needs to stop because that's just not right. But then, I go to bat for her and then I see this stuff and I'm like, why? Why do I even bother? It just upsets me. Yeah, I know the attorney said those were things that other people put on there, that he didn't put those pictures. Yeah, I know EKC said something about she has proof that they were there for a different reason. I don't know if that's true. That's just a rumor. I don't know if there's any truth to that. Do you want to come on the mic tonight, Carly? Let me know. I know you're like me and don't like to type. Yeah, that's why I said I don't care how much you don't like Katie, but you don't need to go real life. Stop it. And see, that's what upset me too in the last couple weeks. It spread like a disease. Like everybody was outing everybody. Everybody was going real life with everybody. And that's what my big fear was, that they saw, oh, it's okay to do it to Katie, so now it's okay to do it to this person and this person. And that was my fear. And that's what happened. Just don't go real life. Keep it to Twitter. Keep it to YouTube. Don't go real life. It's not right. What's wrong, Deborah? Did I miss you? We don't want it to be hard to be new here. We're a really laid-back bunch. Just jump right in. Oh, let me give you a link. That would help, wouldn't it, Carly? Of course, I didn't see what you said. But there's the link if you want it. It's so weird to me that she's doing true crime when she never has. I was like, that's so weird. You know, I've always done it off and on. I've done missing people. This isn't new for me. She has always said she would never do true crime because it doesn't pay well enough. It's hard on YouTube to get, YouTube to put ads on any true crime. Yeah, let's give Deborah Young a big welcome. I don't want her to feel like she's not welcome here. I think she's doing the peace sign. See, I can't find my reading glasses, so I'm having trouble seeing you guys. Help me out, Carly. Carly, if I miss something, let me know. Or anybody else, if I miss something, let me know, because I couldn't find my reading glasses. I have bifocal contacts, but this new pair I got isn't seeming to work very well. Oh, thank you, Bossy. That's so sweet. She said she's doing this case because Gabby is just like her best friend from college. Again, making it about her. Yeah. I really think, like I said in my video, she's got to get new subs coming in because she's running out of Duggar stuff. I predicted that months ago. Remember when I said this Duggar stuff's going to run out since the show's over? Once his trial's over. Hi, everybody hates Brian. What a name. Did you get the link, Carly, or do you just don't want to come on the mic tonight? That's fine, too. I just want to make sure you saw I put it on there. I'm going to scroll back for a second and see if I missed anything. I don't want to miss stuff. Yeah, I try to say hello to people, but I'm trying to eat and stitch up a pillow. You are multitasking, Aaron. Sounds like me all day long. Thank you, Ginger. Change from top chat to live chat. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Did you all see that? See, I don't think I see the same thing you guys do, but... Oh, because if you're on top chat, you're probably just seeing the top comments. Oh, thank you, Aaron. And Faith Adams was the winner of the popcorn the other day. We'll do that again tonight. If you leave a comment once the live goes up, I'll pick a winner. I shipped her popcorn prize out today. On IG, she used a photo of Jim Bob and the wife and said, they found Brian. Just kidding. Just a photo of them being awkward. Sorry, I forgot her name, but yeah, the joke was not. No, she did not. Is that real? Carly, that's not real. Are you saying Katie did that? My chair is sinking again. Let me fix my chair. I'm going to try to put together a YouTube room this weekend. My son's going to help me, and we're not going to have sinking chairs. Carly, tell me that's not true, and she didn't really do that. Our caramel pecan popcorn is so good. Wow, I can't believe she did that. Holy cow. You're not blocked by me on IG. Carly's putting biscuits in the oven. I'm going to have to go look at IG. Maybe when my daughter Katie or somebody else comes on mic with me, I can go look. I feel bad going and looking around. I can't believe she would do that, though. There's nothing funny about anything with Gabby and Brian. There's nothing funny about any of it. Nothing. You guys let me know if anybody says if they're seeing more about the neighbors saying that Brian's parents went camping with him for 3 days. Yes, I did, Nicole, and I don't know. I try to think she wouldn't lie about something like that, but the whole story is so suspect. The weird thing to me was she said afterwards, like later, she said, oh, and they said my husband had a gun to my, oh, I shouldn't say that. YouTube won't like it. So I was like, where did that come from? And why wouldn't that be the first thing you said? I don't understand it. I can't figure it out. Oh, where'd you send it, Carly? It does me too, Kat. I just want them to get Brian, figure this out, and put an end to it for her family. I'm so heartbroken for her family. And then I guess I saw on Facebook this morning her friend Rose was taking a beating. I don't know if you guys saw that about somebody said they knew her and they were doing all kinds of vicious rumors about her friend Rose. I quote, Jim, Bob, and Michelle Duggar found Brian Laundrie's. Okay, no, they didn't. Wow. I'm shocked. Oh, thank you, buddy. Let me type it in. And yes, this is the real name of my business. People always think I'm joking. damngoodpopcorn.com. I'm just shocked. You guys. Yeah, that's my dog. That's my little Savannah. The one everybody always thinks is a cat. So we always joke that she's my cat. And look what she's done. Oh, look what she's done to my blinds. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so funny, Nicole. That makes me happy. That shocks me. I just can't even, I don't even know what to say to that because, like I said, there's nothing funny about any of this. I mean, what did people say on her post? Did people get mad? Katie's here. Woohoo. The party can start now. God, we got way more tonight than we had on the weekend. Go figure that out. Katie, you want to come on the mic, love? I'll put the link in there again. Ignore my dog. Stop. My son must be home. Damn good popcorn. Check your Facebook. I'll check it as soon as Katie comes on. When she gets on here so somebody can talk while I'm checking. Savannah. Sorry, guys. This is just real life. Sorry. Kyle's coming over. She gets so excited because she loves Kyle so much, so she will just go nuts. Sorry. Did you get the link, Katie? Where did Katie go? My Katie. I was going to have Katie give you guys, Katie, I was going to have you give them the timeline because you're so much better with the timeline than I am. Yay, Melissa, you caught me live. Yeah, I'm surprised people didn't say stuff. Oh, stream. Oh, what are you on a MacBook for, Lovey? You know, Mommy doesn't like MacBook. I'm trying to remember what I put. It was private information, I think is what I picked. I know she's ruined my blinds. She's always peeping at them. Well, if she chastised one of the Duckers for their pregnancy, joking about being yeah, I mean, I just can't imagine joking about anything with this. Hi, Spicy Pizza. Hopefully Katie will get her MacBook working. Now I can't talk. Spicy, why are you saying what say stuff? Yeah, but I usually do open them, but I was trying to keep the light right in here. But hi, Spicy Pizza. I don't understand. I just don't know what you're saying. Explain to me. Oh, you have to send it, Nicole. You can get me on Twitter or Facebook. Oh, I did? Well, that was a few minutes ago. I think Katie's trying to get her mic and camera working on hers. I wish we could share pictures while you're live. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know why they don't have that working yet. Yeah, you know, I've always said I'm not so sure Todd Chrisley will follow through. We'll have to see. I'm confused too, Spicy. It's okay. We can be confused together. That's okay. I've never been convinced that Todd's really going to file suit, but I could be wrong. Here's my amazing daughter, Katie.
Don't hype me up like that.
I can do whatever I want. So, Katie, we were talking about the fact that now the Laundrie's neighbors say that they took him camping for 3 days. Did you see that? For real?
His parents are such little bitches.
Remember, you can't cuss.
Ah, son of a...
My poor daughter. She wants to cuss so bad.
At least that gives us something of a timeline, I guess, though, because my thinking a lot the last couple days has been like, besides his parents' word that they last saw him on Tuesday, when do we actually know he was last seen?
Yeah.
Because we know when Gabby was last seen and heard from, but we just have people's, mostly his parents' word that he came back on the 1st. Where do we actually have evidence of what he's been doing for the last 3 weeks?
Exactly. And now, if they took him camping for 3 days, that's 3 days longer he could have been gone and no one knew.
Right.
And oh, look at all the nice things, people. Isn't she beautiful? They're so sweet.
Oh, you guys are so cute.
Aren't they nice?
Yeah.
I have the best group of people.
I'm going to keep them all.
I'm going to keep them all. But I was telling, somebody was asking about the timeline, and I said, you kind of have a better grip of the timeline than I do. Do you?
I mean, I think we all have, not maybe we all, but we have a pretty good idea of Gabby's timeline at this point. But Brian's is really just hearsay. And
I know.
Even there's a lot of speculation right now because I told you he accidentally went live a couple of days ago on Instagram for just a few seconds, and it showed him on a boat. And then it was only a few, and because of that live, or at least we think because of that live, they called off the search for a while in the reserve. It was within like 20 minutes. The reserve manhunt was called off for a while, and they went and stormed his house and called it a crime scene. So it seemed like all of that was connected.
Yeah.
And then it was shortly after that he was actually spotted in Alabama at a Walmart.
But was that proven true?
It was not actually proven true. Okay. There was multiple eyewitnesses who said, like, if it wasn't Brian, it was his damn twin. And the irony here is that another freaking body was found at the Walmart that they were searching. Once again, a non-related body found of a homeless person. So I don't. It
It's
just boggles
crazy to
my
me.
mind. Like if Brian wasn't like being spotted, whether it's real or not, all these places, would we be finding these
I
bodies?
know. It's so weird. It's bizarre.
It is. But there's just, we know he's active on his Spotify account. We know he's active on his Instagram every single day right now. And it's just mind-boggling to me that we can't seem to trace that.
See, somebody said it's his dad, but I don't know. There's so many internet rumors.
Yeah, there's some evidence. It's not great evidence, but it's evidence that his dad was running the Gabby Petito Instagram account because the last digits of the phone number, if you go to recover the account, match his dad's. It's not the hottest of evidence, but it's certainly not speaking well for them that this kind of thing seems to keep happening.
Aaron said, Katie, how does it show that he's active on IG?
If you have an open message with him, it'll show when he's online. It'll have like the dot in it, but the titles, the title photos on some of his what are they called? The highlights, like on the profile, they can have the highlight bubbles. The cover stories on them have changed, and that's something only the user can do.
See, I'm not real good. Katie knows how bad I am with IG, so she's always sending me stuff. I'm like, what?
Yeah, there's also there's a Brian Laundrie Finsta, which is usually used by celebrities, where they create their blue checkmark account is the one that all the publicity follow, and then they'll have a fake Instagram or a Finstagram where they just have their friends and family involved. Army Hammer has gotten in quite a bit of trouble with his Finsta. So there is a suspected Brian Laundrie Finsta. It could just totally be somebody messing with us, but so far, like, Brian likes to mess with us, so I don't rule anything out at this point. He also seems to really know his way around social media, which is kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's creeping me out.
Oh, Aaron, if you have his Instagram open, the specific one that we noticed today was changed is his Utah highlight. The cover on it changed.
See, Katie had told me about the going live on Instagram for 2 seconds, like, what was that, 2 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to spread false rumors. But I wanted to talk about it, but I didn't want to say it in case it was fake. And but my daughter Katie seems to know everything.
I will say House and Habit. She was really good to follow for Britney Spears updates, but she is kind of correlating all of this stuff, including people who have been tracking with and keeping really great timelines with Google Docs and stuff like that, links to all their sources, all that good stuff.
Aaron said, wait, go slow. Say that again. I'm going to look while you say it. I am following him.
Yes. So if you have his Instagram open, like you're on his page, there's highlight bubbles on his profile where they can like save stories. And there's one titled Utah, and that's the one that changed either last night or this morning. The title, the cover page that you see in that bubble changed, and that's a user side preference. They have to go in and choose which story is their title for that, which one makes the cover for it. So he either deleted things or he changed which one is the active thing. His account's also been following and unfollowing people this week. He refollowed a girl named Rebecca like 3 different times. I want to know what the story is there. Like, Rebecca, what's up? Talk to us.
Now, what did you think about all the rumors about her friend Rose? Did you see those?
I didn't see. I know that there's been some stuff about a friend, but I haven't followed that part too closely.
Yeah, see, I never know if we should talk about it because I feel like I don't want to spread fake rumors, but then you kind of want to talk about it. You know what I mean? It's a fine line.
The one that they like, there was stuff that she was saying that wasn't matching up, and it didn't seem like she was actually a friend.
Yes, her. Okay. Somebody on Facebook said they know her in real life and that she was always after Brian. So take what you will with that.
Well, you can have the sociopath girl if that's your thing.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know if it's true. That's what's so hard is try to. Now, I used to be really big on web sleeves too, and then I kept getting in trouble. Spicy pizza, so I don't go there.
That's the one where you kept getting in trouble with the local murder thing.
Yeah,
the mob
local guy missing.
Yeah, Yeah.
And I've done a video on here about this guy missing, and Katie lives right by where he went missing. I live like 30 minutes from where he went missing. So I would give like my perspective from living here. And this lady kept saying I was lying, and that was okay. Nobody dinged her for that. So I would put links proving what I said was true, and I got a 3-day timeout on Web Sleuths. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done.
Bad mom. Bad mom.
I'm so bad. Like, people have done so much worse on Web Sleuths and not got a 3-day timeout. And they threatened to kick me off, so.
I believe, actually, Aaron, that Gabby has said that he has told other people, I guess, that she thought he had schizophrenia. He says he just has depression and anxiety. But I think it's really interesting, too, if you look through his Instagram and the video that Gabby posted to their Nomadic Static YouTube, the amount of creepy. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there's a lot of Chuck Palahniuk fans out there that are not sociopaths, but like taken in context with everything else that's been happening, and the book like Annihilation that he was reading, which is about women going missing in the woods, and that one of the books. So he's reading it in the hammock as she's videotaping him in their video that's on YouTube. But in some of his posts, there's a couple books that make repeated. I don't even know the word here. They show up a bunch. And the plot point of one of these books is a couple who goes on a cross-country trip together. The man in the story, his name is Oyster. He is known for being big in the environment. He hates plastic bottles. Anybody who's watched the body cam footage knows that Brian repeatedly refuses to drink out of a plastic bottle from the police because he hates plastic bottles. Oyster's known for going around barefoot, which is a big point of contention between Gabby and Oyster. Like, I can't even, there's probably 10 direct correlations between these two, but Oyster ends up killing the woman that he's on this trip with.
People talk about the bare feet, and I was like, listen, if you're living in your van, that's your living space. So if he's walking in it with dirty feet, yeah, that would be irritating.
Yeah.
It's not like living in a big house.
Mm-hmm. And there's a point in the book with Oyster, and I forget the woman's name, but anyway, that she locks him out and leaves him behind for some point in time, which also just a little too close to home with this whole thing. He read that book
part of it does remind me
over several years. So I'm just like, how much of this is just him playing out a fantasy that he read in a Chuck Palahniuk book?
See, some of that stuff does remind me of Chris Watts in a weird way. Because like when, I don't know if you know, Katie, when he took the picture of the baby doll with a blanket over it and made it look like it was dead and sent it to his wife right before he killed her. Creepy stuff like that kind of reminds me of these two cases. Creepy. See, a lot of people are talking about the schizophrenia. I don't know.
I mean, that's such a hard diagnosis even to make in person.
Yeah.
It has so many different components to it that you can theorize as much as you want about it, but it could just be at the base that he's just a sociopath.
Yeah. That's what I lean more toward, narcissistic.
He is the right age for a first schizophrenic break, but it's not like a hard and fast rule. You can break at any point with schizophrenia. So,
see, I don't know about these people doing psychic readings. I don't like that. I think people should have to give permission.
I think there's too many of them that are just in it for their 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
The one that's getting a lot of attention right now, she's all, he did it because he felt that it was the right thing to do. What? And what
I know Irish was talking about that one
thing to do.
Iris was talking about that one on the live the other night that she really likes, and I get it. It's fun and you can have a good time, but I don't think they should do readings without a person's consent. And obviously these people can't give consent. I don't know, it's weird to me. I was trying to go back and find the questions. Yeah, we're not doctors and can't diagnose people for sure. It just makes you wonder when they do such outlandish things.
Mm-hmm.
The same people that send Chris Watts love letters. That's
It's
sickening.
true. It's so
Sickening.
true. I think that's part of, there's been a lot of arguments about why this case has gone so viral, but I do think that a lot of people who have children between the ages, especially between like the ages of 15 and 25, they grew up in the social media era and they don't necessarily understand all of the risks of sharing so much of your life there. But in this case, it wasn't even the risk of sharing your whole life out there. And in some case, sharing so much of your life might have solved part of the case for us. But it's just too easy to see there's literally thousands of YouTube channels out there about van life, about going on trips with your loved ones or by yourself to remote destinations across the United States and across the globe. And I can't imagine, like, I don't know. My kid's only 2, so I'm hoping she won't have that going on, but goodness knows where we'll be by the time she's this age.
My Katie doesn't know that the other Katie posted the VIN number of one of the cars, and she doxed the person. I got so upset and then it turns out she had the wrong VIN number anyway.
The VIN number of what?
Huh?
Of whose car?
She said it was a Brian's Mustang,
mm-hmm.
But apparently she had the wrong number, but she put this lady's name out, and then one of her subs looked up where the woman works, and it's still out there on Twitter and Facebook, and I
How
asked
was it not like a big red flag the second that it was a woman who wasn't a laundry?
Exactly.
Like,
I reported
30
it to
seconds
Twitter.
double checking here. Is this the one that shares a name with me?
Yes. Sorry.
How
I was so upset because I haven't done a video on her in a long time. I was just like, I don't want to just do Katie videos. But I was so upset today I had to do it because that woman could get real harm. People are so upset with this case. If they thought she was involved, something could happen to her. So that's why
it's one of those things too. There's a lot of crazies out there.
Yeah.
And you know who's crazy enough to go find this woman?
I asked her on Twitter to please take it down, and it's last I checked, it was still there. Poor woman's name and where she works, and I reported it to Twitter. They haven't taken it down.
I just don't even understand the thought process there.
I didn't even think about that, Mermaid. There's money coming off that YouTube channel. Well, I mean, the thing is, you have to remember, now people say different things, but I've talked to several people that say their channel only had 500 subs when they went missing.
Mm-hmm.
So see, they wouldn't have been enough to be monetized yet. You have to have 1,000.
And it would be interesting because YouTube yanks monetization really easily. I wouldn't be surprised if they yanked it from this.
Well, they never had it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
See, once you get 1,000 subs, you have to apply. It doesn't automatically kick in.
Oh,
so by then they were missing and wouldn't have been able to apply.
See, you know way more about.
Yeah.
I'll teach you about Instagram.
You could teach me about Instagram. I'll do YouTube.
I'll just show up on your thing once in a while and never have my own channel.
It's so fun having my daughter here.
You're easily amused. I'm bringing your granddaughter this weekend. She's way more fun.
Trying to see if we missed any questions. Twitter doesn't seem to care about all the it's gotten so out of hand on Twitter. It's like everybody's just doxing everybody for fun. It's terrible. Terrible. Somebody else reported the tweets. That's good. The more people that report them, hopefully they'll get taken down.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything else about the case today, Katie?
I mostly just kind of dug around into all the books that he was reading and how freaking creepy that was.
That is creepy.
I don't know if Oh, so the last time we talked, there was a couple, not all men in your comment section.
Yes. Where are they? I was hoping they would come back tonight.
Funny that y'all silent now that she's dead. But so many people are, he was abused. And we're like, okay, but not saying that he's not, but also not saying that she wasn't.
Yeah.
And I think any woman who's ever been in that situation could watch those videos and see a woman who had been gaslit to hell. And so, there was 2 911 calls over that incident. The one said that Gabby was beating him, and the other caller said that he was beating Gabby.
So that's what it was.
Yes.
There was 2 calls.
Yes, there was 2 calls. So they actually released this handwritten statement from the other caller. He said he overheard her say, "Why do you have to be so mean? I wasn't sure how serious this was. It was hard to tell if they were just play fighting, but from my point of view, something was not right. It was as if this guy was trying to leave her and take her phone. I'm not sure, but I wanted to help out. I noticed another person had called this in. So as I left the store, I noticed a police officer and gave him my contact information." So from another person's point of view,
wow,
Gabby was getting screwed with.
See, I think that's what this Bossy's talking about here. It said the woman on IG who said her and her husband saw them at the restaurant on the 27th. And they think now that was probably the last time Gabby was seen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Breaks my heart. Breaks. Hey, Irish. I was just talking about you. Were your ears burning?
There was also, I don't think this is real. I think this is a case of people getting too close to that footage of the van, where the vlogger saw it. So there's a log on that road. There's signs / pictures leaning against the log. And a bunch of people went crazy saying that one of them is a picture of a sonogram.
Weird.
I don't think I can. This probably won't. You can kind of see how
somebody
that
just
get,
put that there. That's not right.
Yeah. I mean, that's in the video.
Oh, it's in the video.
Yeah, it's in the video. Somebody captured that still, saying that looks like a sonogram. Some people are saying it looks too clear
weird
to be a sonogram. Some people are saying maybe it's just a camping thing.
Hold that up again. I gotta see that again. I'm gonna have to do it so you can share screen. That's weird.
Well, I can see how somebody could easily take it that way.
Yeah,
some people who have been in the area said it kind of looks like a sign about not having campfires in the area, but without a close up of it, it's impossible to tell. So it kind of crossed paths with the whole Brian Laundrie Finstagram thing, because he changed, or whoever is running it, changed the caption on it to "Whatever is done in the dark will be brought to the light. I love you," and then has an angel baby emoji. Not like an angel woman, but the angel baby. And so, of course, that set off the whole conspiracy theory that she's pregnant.
See, I've heard that a lot.
Which... the autopsy was done today, so...
Well, one of the most... I hate to say it, but one of the most dangerous things to be in the United States is a pregnant woman.
Well, yeah, especially if you've got a sociopath for a fiance.
I'm trying to fix my chair, guys. Katie, we got to make my YouTube room this weekend. Kyle said he would help me.
You can come move in over here. We'll just...
Hey, Irish, if you want to come up on the mic, let me know. I'll put the thing out again.
Parents said the last time they saw him was Tuesday, the 18th.
Yeah, but Mermaid, I've talked to so many people that have said that when this broke, they didn't have any kind of following. They had 500 on YouTube and 500 on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. The 14th, Tuesday the 14th. Sorry, dates and me. It's all just a blur right now.
Let's get Kyle right now. I thought he was home, but I don't see him. Gabby was failed by the Wyoming police. Did you all see John Walsh go off?
Oh, he was.
He went off. He said everything I wanted to say, but didn't say.
Yeah. He put it so very nicely, too.
I wish somebody knew for sure how many followers they had, but I don't think it was many. I really don't.
Mm-mm.
I don't think they had that kind of following yet. Yep, they absolutely failed Gabby. I just think, number one, they didn't have I mean, when did they get the second 911 call? That's the thing.
I don't know, but he said that he gave his information to the police. Like the police officer was there, he gave them his contact info. So I don't know if he means like an officer who was already on scene at that time. Somebody, it's just.
If somebody knows, let us know.
No, I just.
I'm gonna put the link again in the comments.
And you know, me and the police have had our differences. I ain't 1000% pro police.
Yeah.
But I also think like the police in this case would have been a damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they had arrested her, there would have been hell to pay for it. I wish that they could have approached it at a different thing, but it seems like they and I mean, we see on the body cams, they see her hit him. But I also think that the general notion of him being afraid of a 105-pound girl is just not here or there at this point.
Yeah. My thing is, I've known
she looks terrified.
We've had so many friends that were victims of DV, and she was every red flag of one to me. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said that in the last slide before we even knew, when the men in here were getting so mad at me. Now, Jose, remember, you can't cuss on mic, okay? You have to be respectful.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually doing a little hiking trail, and I came to a spot and found me a little charging deal.
A little what?
A charging outlet in the middle of nowhere. Don't know why.
Oh my gosh, you're out hiking.
Yes.
Wow, look at that. That's amazing. Technology has done some great things.
Nicole, tell your husband that's not true. You can be on people's lives. I never stop talking either, and here I am.
Yeah, it's sad to think something like that would ever happen to like one of us. Like that. You know, because we don't really think about that. Like traveling across America, either in foot, van, or whatever, you decide to live the nomadic lifestyle. You don't think, you know, you tell your parents it ain't gonna happen to us.
Yeah.
And I am guilty of that. I tell my parents day in and day out, it ain't gonna happen.
You got to be so careful.
Yeah.
Somebody should make a whole YouTube video on how to stay safe while you travel.
Well, I do have some of that on my channel. I have a channel.
What's your channel name?
It's Jose Sanders Journeys.
Girl, be safe. Be safe. Make sure somebody always knows where you are.
My phone has a tracker on it.
Oh, that's good. I still think it's good, though, if somebody in your family always knows where you're at.
No.
Like they have the GPS thing now. You can give it to a family member.
Yes. Now, like, if I don't turn my phone on, like, for more than a week, they'll file a missing person report.
See, this is what bothered me, too. She showed cops a few times in the video how he grabbed her neck and face. And that should have been enough to show his aggression. I agree.
I used to volunteer in fire departments, and sometimes, you know, like, sometimes you wonder why they sent out a fire department for some 5150 case and not, like, the paramedics. Because that would be more reasonable than the police or fire department. I don't know. That's off subject. Sorry.
You're fine. Katie, we can't hear you. Katie.
Does it count if I curse when my mic's not on?
Oh, were you cursing with your mic on?
No, I was actually responding to Mermaid. I didn't realize that my stuff was off, but when you said that, I might have said some choice words. But about the Florida police overcompensating. But honestly, it seems crazy to me too that, like, I don't know, when I'm watching their manhunt, it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really, even at this point, like, you done lost him and he's running circles around y'all. and the internet seems to have better leads than you guys do.
You know,
It
I
does.
feel like you could get a bunch of rednecks on ATVs and probably get farther than we've gotten in Florida right now.
you know
Like,
how
get Kyle
when
out
they
there.
spotted
Let
him
him go.
500 miles. If he's walking, because an average hiker on flat land can cover up to 40 miles in one day. So you'll times that by a week. So how many days has he been missing? Like 10?
A week and a day now.
Okay,
Since
so
the last been seen.
if he's doing about average 20 miles a day, so that'd be 100 miles.
I fully think that he has somebody helping him.
Right.
Like, his family has been helping him this whole time. It would not surprise me if he has an uncle or a friend or somebody else who's been driving him from place to place as well. There was
The
a trail
phone.
cam that caught somebody who looked incredibly like him and had the same backpack in
Yeah,
North
I didn't
Florida
think
also.
it looked like him on the trail cam.
I thought it looked stupidly like him.
See, there you go.
But he looked fatter in the picture, though.
I mean, it's grainy and black and white, and
Paula said these cops were so busy looking for a perpetrator, they overlooked the victim. Exactly.
But
I don't know how anybody could have watched that video and not seen how absolutely terrified she is.
That's what I said all along.
Giddy.
That's what I said when we were talking to Iris. I said the look on her face, she is petrified.
Mm-hmm.
I do have an interesting point to make. These police departments these days are not trained for wild encounters, like wild captures. They're not trained for that. They're trained for city life.
Yeah, but they do have FBI and stuff down there as well. I don't know.
Yeah, you think the FBI would bring in somebody more experienced,
like
looking for people out in the wilderness?
Like at this point, for the majority, I imagine most of the police have been put back on their beats, and it's only the ones directly involved in the case that are out there searching.
I know I know this is way far out there, but bring in at least maybe 50 trained military personnel that knows how to, because they're out there in Iraq and they're looking for wanted fugitives of the United States, like the terrorists. They would know how to look and start looking for a person like Brian.
This says a guy finally came forward and said it was him on the trail cam and not Brian.
Gotcha.
Oh, do you know that guy Bounty?
Who?
Bounty, the one that made the false claim that they saw, or what was it? Brian hung himself.
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's a moron.
That's how you got to be careful who you listen to, because there's just going to be a lot of people take advantage to make money and get views, and that's all they're after. And the more outrageous claim they make, the more views they get. So,
yeah, Aaron, I think it is crazy that it looks so much like him and that their backpacks are identical too. Yes, Jeffrey, let John Walsh go get this guy. He's ready.
He's pissed.
I don't blame him.
I love John Walsh.
Didn't he get into this whole thing because of his son?
I'll be right back.
So I mean,
what was that?
I'm getting a phone call from family. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Like, I feel like this could hit closer to home for John Walsh than a lot of other cases that he's covered. And from what he's seen,
I think that's why John Walsh is so mad. Because he lost his son.
Fail over and over and over again in this case.
Yeah.
It still makes me mad that they're treating Brian as just a missing persons case. And like,
yeah,
there is a difference between being actually missing.
Gosh, everybody's going live tonight, aren't they? Somebody just said that Chrisley said he's going ahead with his class action defamation suit. I don't think that's possible.
The defamation? Wait, for what?
You know Todd Chrisley, the actor?
Yeah.
Chrisley Knows Best?
Yeah.
He's been threatened to sue Katie, the other Katie.
Yeah.
For defamation.
About that.
And the other day he said if he could get up to 12 people, he'd do a class action defamation. But I said, I don't think there is such a thing.
For an attorney.
I don't think you can do class action for defamation?
That'd be
'Cause you-
interesting. I've never heard of one, but
Never.
I don't know that class action can only be. I mean, I think you can class action any civil thing.
Yeah, but defamation is so hard to prove damages because you got to prove financial damage.
I
That
don't know that I would want to, because
No, you
I
wouldn't
would
want
personally
to.
want her to be liable to my ass if she defamed me. Not
Right.
just, oh yeah, okay, I said some bad things. Sorry, y'all. No, I want you to be held accountable for me specifically.
Yeah, because
But I
how would
guess,
they
like, if you
ever?
couldn't afford a lawyer,
How would
it
you
would be a
do
good way to get
damages
in.
for a group of 12 people?
Yeah,
That would be impossible. I don't know. I keep
interesting.
wanting to find an attorney and ask one, but I can't find one.
Right.
None of the YouTube attorneys will come on with me because I'm too small of a channel, dang it. They're like, no, we're not
I
coming
mean,
on
I'd
here.
assume he would have. No. I mean, the internet says no. A group or class of people cannot sue
For
unless it's a
defamation.
statement made about a group.
No, see, these are all different people. I said, I've never heard of such a thing. I don't think it's even possible.
Yeah.
Jay, let me know. I just don't think you could do that, Jay, but we'll see. Is there an attorney in the room?
Right. Of course, it's.
I don't think a lot of people truly get how brutal the elements are here. See, I asked Nate like a month ago to come live with me and he wouldn't do it. He's like, thanks, but no thanks. See, Iris agrees with me. I don't think it's doable. I don't think
I wouldn't think, but
there would be no advantage to doing that.
all of my law knowledge is wrapped up in how to get a drug FDA approved. So
Let's see. Iris, if you want to come on, let me know. Chris at Crystal. You would think,
oh, sorry.
you think our law enforcement knows how brutal our weather is down here right now. That's why I think they have to know something more than what the parents said.
Well, they even called off the search for the weather on one of the days. They said it was too nasty for them to continue.
I believe he will go forward just for the popularity. Oh, that's a good twist. Maybe he's looking at a
Hopefully
reality show.
Casey Anthony his ass and tell him he's not allowed to make any money off of it.
Oh, she's talking about Todd Chrisley with Katie.
Oh.
Sorry, Katie. We're talking about two different subjects. Sorry. This is my daughter, Katie, for everybody that doesn't know.
And this is why I get.
She doesn't know all the other background stuff. She's just here to talk about
I'm the good Katie.
Gabby.
I don't know anything about the other Katie, but I'm just going to claim that for my benefit.
Would they have to agree on damages before it starts? I don't know. I just don't think there's any way you can do a class action defamation. I just don't think it's possible. But I could be wrong. Irish, come defend me. If Brian made it to Canada, they won't extradite on a death penalty case. What do you think the chances are he's trying to get to Canada? Oh, that's a good point. That is a really good point. But that's a long way. I'm not good at geography, but that's a really long way.
I was trying to find something. I don't know if anybody's seen the helicopter maps from today, the searches, but they've stuck really, really strongly to one area, like circling it over and over and over again. So many people keep thinking we've got something.
Let me get to the link.
And then they called up.
Can you show it, Katie?
I can't find where I had it earlier, but they did also call out dive teams today. I didn't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
They didn't say why. They didn't say how it was related, but
that's my line, Paula. I'm not an attorney, but I play one on YouTube. I will say Nate was really nice when he turned me down, but he turned me down. So, like, it's hard when you're a channel as small as mine to get people to come on with you besides my daughter and Carly. Yeah.
She only harassed me into this as of this week.
I get it, though. They're big channels, and they don't. I get it. It's okay. We'll be bigger someday.
So I don't know how well you can see this, but you can, like, this is a small bit of the reserve.
Oh,
and
that's
the
where they keep
helicopters
flying?
Yeah, the helicopter circled this like area of like 50 acres for like 3 straight hours today. So they have me all on pins and needles, thinking that maybe something was actually going to happen, and then they screwed off
nothing.
and called in for divers. And I still haven't heard anything about why they called divers.
I'm going to write this legal bites down so I don't forget. Maybe a smaller one would come. I just have so many questions I would like to ask.
Or
I mean, I don't like my
laws.
own attorney, my IP attorney. I'm really mad at him right now because I was going to ask him, but I'm sure he would charge me $50 for the question, which is fine. But I'm mad at him right now, so.
No $50 for you, sir.
I don't like attorneys. Not the ones I deal with anyway. Oh, thank you, Phil the Love. That's so sweet. You can get to Canada in a day. Yeah, but he's got to get to Canada in a sneaky way. Remember, he can't be like, well, maybe he is, though, but I wouldn't think he could be right out in public. You know, I tried again to talk to Uncivil Law the other day. He never answers me. I could never get him to answer me because I wanted him to do a trademark thing for me, and I could never get an answer. I'm telling y'all, they don't like little channels. I've tweeted him. I've messaged him. He never answers. Because somebody told me he does trademark law, and I was having trouble with one of my trademarks. It does seem, you know, of course they know a lot more than what they're giving out. It does seem odd that they're going over and over the same area.
Mm-hmm.
I do too, just saying. I think he's got a way better chance going alone than trying to. It just makes no sense to me to do a class action lawsuit. They were running the side sonar, checking for something, but didn't say anymore. I don't think anything came of it.
Interesting.
Irish is back.
They've moved. I wanted to start like streaming the police scanner like so many people are doing, just have it on in the background when I'm running around chasing the kid. But they actually moved the majority of any discussions regarding this hunt or anything else to do with it to a private part of the radio that you can't access.
I figured they would.
Columbus does a lot of theirs too, which is really irritating. So, like, I understand why, but also, damn it, man. Because, I mean, like, imagine Brian out there in the woods just listening in.
Oh, I think his parents packed that Mustang full of gear.
Oh, Irish, we can't hardly hear you. Can you turn up a little bit?
Oh, I hate my voice.
Technical difficulties.
Is that better?
Say again.
Is that better?
That's a little bit. Katie, can you hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have
okay.
So.
Did you guys see the interview with the neighbors that they showed today?
No, I was trying to watch it and then I had to come on here and go live, so I didn't get to watch the video.
It's only like a minute long, and this news crew is interviewing neighbors that hung out. Well, the Laundrie parents hung out with them on Saturday, they said. And they said that after Brian had gotten home, because see, I had questioned whether or not anybody physically saw Brian.
Right.
I like, did the police physically see him? Did the lawyer tell the parents to answer the door, tell them, call me or whatever? I had questioned if he had ever actually made it back to Florida, or if the parents shipped the van back to Florida, because there were so many problems with the van breaking down. And besides, their son had murdered their fiance, his fiance. But the parents took a camping trip for 3 days, the neighbors said. And they thought it was odd that the parents took their 23-year-old son for a 3-day camping trip with that little teeny tiny camper on the back of the truck. So I'm thinking, did they smuggle him out of, like, they had 3 days to drive him wherever if he was hiding in that little camper thing on the back of the truck? This is crazy.
We were just talking about that because I said now we don't know when he officially went missing, hiding,
Right.
whatever you want to call it.
If all we
Right.
have is the parents saying the last time they saw him on Tuesday, then we literally have nothing. Like, I don't trust
Did
them
they
as
give
far
a
as I could
timeline,
go.
Irish?
No, the timeline here is so crazy. According to the neighbors, they saw the van on September 1st back in the driveway. And the neighbors all seem to be pretty vigilant.
You know, even just getting from Utah to Florida in 4 days of driving would be crazy.
Yeah.
But one thing that we've
No.
not heard is that if anybody saw Brian get out of the van, the neighbors referenced somebody cutting the grass, but they didn't specify who it was cutting the grass. They said that they were really off-put how the senior laundries, if you will, were just acting normal. Not a care in the world.
That's
They said
so
that's
weird.
disturbing. Yeah, they said that's disturbing.
I don't understand it. I mean, she lived with him for a year.
Mhm.
They
Well,
said she was like a daughter to him.
Here's the thing, right? If someone's driving around in my car, if I leave to go on a trip with somebody and they come back without me and they're driving around in my car, I'm not a missing person. That person, he never reported her missing.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, so if someone's driving around in my car, yeah, odds are it's foul play and like, you know, alert the fucking FBI or whoever you gotta fucking alert.
There
Katie
was
was
another-
one of those guys we were talking to the other night to come back.
Yeah,
Remember that, Irish?
What's that?
the
Remember
ones that were
those
saying they
guys
did
the other
nothing.
night saying that Brian was the victim?
Yeah, I mean, I've still talked to a couple people where they've said, now you don't know because he's still a person of interest. And even though they said, you know, it's homicide, you know,
Mhm.
you don't know if he was involved in her homicide.
Oh,
I go,
he just
yeah, because him
miraculously
coming home
disappeared.
without her in a van he didn't own that she owned is that's not a sign at all.
Even without the van, just the fact that he went home and said nothing to anybody.
Well, that's just it. On August 17th, he flew home to
Mhm.
Florida to help his daddy move stuff out of storage, and some of the stuff was Gabby's.
Mhm.
That's wrong.
So when did he fly back? That night, the next day? And you know, I saw this I saw that video about the girl talking about her and her boyfriend at some restaurant. I questioned it right away because if people are screaming and yelling, you're going to pick up on what's being said. And she said they were being extremely loud. He had left and went back in 4 times. How could you not know? She goes, I honestly don't know what it was about. How could you not hear 1 or 2 words if they're screaming and yelling? Like, what did Brian say? You say he's screaming and yelling. What did he scream and yell? Just give me 1 word that he screamed and yelled. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to have heard something.
Yeah. And unless the restaurant comes forward with security cam footage, that would be very helpful.
They said to move stuff out of storage or in storage.
To move it out of storage.
I've heard both.
See, Mark was saying he's done crazy drives like that.
I don't think it's
Honestly, Hubby and I have
impossible.
too.
I think it's just interesting with how often that broke down, and that there's no evidence that he was seen anywhere along those 4 days of getting home.
Yeah, because you know they got to be checking cameras everywhere on the route home.
Mm-hmm.
They got to be checking all the cameras.
I'm hoping there's going to be some truckers that are going to, get wind of this, because a lot of your truckers have dash cams.
Yeah.
For insurance purposes. They have cameras on the back sometimes too.
I mean, I still think it's a mystery that if he was at home and this was after, like if the 14th was the true date, which I don't think it was, that he went missing, that nobody saw him leave the house. Nobody saw him.
Oh yeah,
I
think he was gone on the 2nd.
Yeah, I think he's been gone for way longer. And
I don't even know if he made it back to Florida, because if you go back to Miranda Baker, who now people are questioning whether or not she's being truthful about her and her boyfriend picking him up. Because honestly, I have to question it too, because how come the boyfriend hasn't came forward and said, yeah, me and my girlfriend were in her Jeep and this guy got in and offered us $200. I mean, I think then if that's true, that he was already planting shit in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't even know if I believe that he ever made it back to Florida, if he's still romping around up there.
Yeah.
I know the police, I was telling Sassy this, the police did say they had talked to her and it was a credible story. So I don't think they thought she made it up, but they never said if they thought that was Brian. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Miranda, the girl with the Jeep. That story?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember. They put it out like right after I made a video on it. It was like the next day. Because everybody was wanting to know if she was making the whole story up, and they said no, she didn't make it up. But they never said that whether they thought it was Brian that she had. They just said they talked to her, it was credible.
Well, when she showed the text exchange between she and her mom, that convinced me. You know, when she said, "Yeah, we just picked up this hitchhiker," and her mom said, "What? Do you want to get killed? Give me the GPS.
Right.
Turn on the GPS on your phone right now." I was like, "Yeah."
See, that's why I thought it was real too. Yeah. I never got the sense that she was doing it for views or clout, or I think she sincerely wanted to help and thought, you know, thought for sure she had Brian in her car.
Well, this girl that claims she was at a restaurant, I question it because she told the same story. I'm sorry, I keep clearing my throat. My lungs are really bad today. But she kept telling the same story and getting really loud and saying, and Gabby and Brian were there. And then she would turn off the camera and then retell the story again. The same thing, which is basically nothing. I mean, you say that you saw them. You say that that there was screaming and yelling. And the one thing that she said that reminded me of a 911 call was the sidewalk. The 911 call that came out and said that they saw Brian smacking her around and that they were walking or running up and down a sidewalk. This girl in the restaurant thing said the same thing. She said Gabby was standing out on the sidewalk.
Hey, so Mark, thanks for joining in. Go ahead, Iris. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It made me wonder, what are the dates of these events? Like, could it have been the same day? It's spooky though, because you know, I was against my better judgment, man. I don't know. I drug test me. I don't know. I was watching Unirock stream and we were going through, he had a really sharp 4K video of the couple that saw the van. And as we're slowing it down frame by frame, and, you know, I'm telling them, you know, look at the dirt outside the passenger door. Does it look like it's been disturbed? You know, we know the flip-flops are in the back. We can see like a book and maybe a cell phone. We kept going back as if the couple driving up because they had these water dots, these unfortunate water dots on their phone that were in like the worst possible place when you're trying to look at shit. But we did notice the van door was open. And as their vehicle was getting closer, the van door closed on the back, the passenger with the rack, with the ladder. It was
right.
Open. Yeah. It was crazy because I had never seen that before.
Oh, I saw that too. Yeah. And then you weren't here, Iris, but Katie was showing another part where they found pictures laying on a rock.
I saw that. You said that it looks like it could be
ultrasound.
Ultrasound, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that in her video on her YouTube channel, the only video that's on there?
No, this was from the vlogger who found their van when it was there. It was their they have a camera constantly videoing, and she was at the same campsite the day that Gabby went missing and found their van in her footage. And the body was found about 50 yards from where her footage was.
The original video.
Okay, but all right, but wait a minute. So where does this picture on a log come into play?
The log is in this video as she's rolling up on the thing, and because it looks like an ultrasound, some people were saying, was this Gabby and him preparing to announce their pregnancy? I don't think it's an ultrasound. I think it's all just internet conspiracy, but it is very interesting to see how deep diving people are into that video, that they're pulling these stills out of, is this an
Oh,
ultrasound?
somebody,
Is this-
there's a tree on the other side, like when they get up close to the van, there's a
Mhm.
tree on the other side of that road where it looks like maybe a bear, like, how cats, like, they do the scratching post things. Well, bears do that too on trees. And there's a big hunk of bark, fresh bark that's missing from the tree where you can see the raw wood of the tree. And people thought that was a person. They're like, there's Brian right there digging. It's like, no.
I think it's kind of like when you seeing things in clouds, you can make it be whatever you want.
Yeah. And I think it also depends, like, maybe you should clean your glasses, or maybe it's the pixel on your screen. Maybe you have it could be a lot of different things. But my thing with the picture is there. So the couple is saying that picture is on, or whatever that is laying on a log as they drive by, and then they just noticed it.
Katie.
I'm sorry, what?
Show the picture again. Maybe that'll help.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I've seen the picture. I just want to know when it was discovered.
I heard about it first yesterday. The video is.
But they pulled that off that video, right, Katie?
Yeah, the video itself is from the 27th.
There's
or the 28th.
enough still. Okay, so it's the video that's going around of the van on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's enough still pictures of that in Google where we should be able to find it. Just because we stopped that thing frame by frame.
People clarified it enough that
I don't buy
the image
it.
looks way too clear to be an ultrasound. That ultrasounds are very grainy, and this is a very
What I'm saying is that what we saw in the back of the van on the ground. At first, I only saw one flip flop until I saw this really enhanced video where it was crystal clear, like you could see the veins on the leaves. That's how good this video footage was. So then you could see two flip flops, and then just I'd say about a foot up from that, there's a book laying flat on a rock, and it looks to be like a cell phone on top of that. So I don't know where this picture thing is coming in, and I don't know why it wouldn't have been discovered long before now. What I did hear from this couple, I thought that they put this out on Twitter, where they said they took that video footage and they drove back, but then they decided not to stay back there. Like they go back there because they heard the views were better, but then they turned around and they were still filming on the way back. Where's that footage? That's because that footage, you're going to get more of the right side. And Brian was just past that, what would be like almost like a flat clearing to get past the trees. He wouldn't have been had probably a lot of time unless he's a fast runner, because you could see the van door close as they approached the van, and the van was on the left. So he may have still been hiding in there. And just like one of Unirock's people, I can't believe I'm saying Unirock. Like, I swear, I think I need to like go swim.
Somebody was giving grief in the comments over it.
Yeah, I think I need to go swim in holy water. But somebody had taken a picture of the van that was sitting on, I don't know if I already discussed this with you, that was sitting on the pavement when the police pulled them over. And they measured the distance between the top of the wheel well of the van and the tire. And then they did the same thing.
Where way more?
Where the couple drive by the van. And yes, there was definitely somebody in the back of the van. Did you see the side-by-side pictures that people are posting from the day that Gabby did her video about them going on a trip to the day they got pulled over? It's in such shambles and disarray that that is even indicative of what was going on, I would have to say, mentally with both of them. I don't understand how the cop could not tell that she was talking in such broken speech that she couldn't form her thought, because she was trying to think on her feet and be careful about what she said, because I believe she didn't want to throw her boyfriend under the bus for saying, this is.
I think she was protecting him all the way.
Somebody whose fiance, husband, boyfriend was just like, don't you dare say a freaking word to the cops. Don't you say anything.
Yeah.
And that's the look on her face when they roll up is, oh God, hi. I'm sorry.
Well, first of all, the cop said he had to speed up to catch up to them. So he was already speeding. And then he said that she had jerked the wheel because I think he was going to try to run, and she was like, pull over.
Yeah.
You know,
does somebody have this picture that people are asking for?
What picture?
Bossy, let me know which picture you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I
think
can
the
see
photo
probably.
the gun/cell phone/ whatever is what they're mostly talking about.
Oh, if you go into Google Images, Bossy, there's the cop kept saying his wife has severe anxiety. Yeah. And you know what was weird about that conversation too, Bossy, that I kept like rethinking about? Remember how the cop was telling him all these spots to visit? And I was thinking, when she was missing, could she be in one of those spots? But then would he be that dumb to leave her in one of those spots that the cops had, suggested? He's like, if you don't visit here, you're doing yourself a real disservice, and this, that, and the other. Yeah, if you go to Google Images, there's a lot of images of that van where it's already circled for you, where people have circled the important parts. The
Let me see. You guys go ahead and keep talking. I'll see if I can find it.
Okay.
Does anybody know what the picture would be called?
Oh, yeah, all you gotta do is look up Gabby van and then click images.
Hey, ma'am. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, because the one picture I cannot find that I have been digging for is a picture of the van in the driveway.
But Bossy was wanting a picture of what by the van? No, I can't remember.
Okay, I have a picture right here where they're circling stuff.
See, I don't see any of those. And you guys can't share screen on here, can you?
I can, but I haven't found a picture of this.
Okay.
Just look up Gabby and then the word van.
Yeah, I've got that, but I didn't know which one she wanted. I mean, there's like a million
Right.
of just the van.
I'm trying to get this whole link. I don't know if it'll let me post the link in the chat. Okay, I don't know if that link will go through, guys, but they don't have that book circled. Let me find one with the you can see it in this picture. When you look at this picture that I linked to where they have the flip-flop circled, just follow it up ever so slightly with your eye up to the straight up left, and you'll see what looks like a book and possibly a cell phone. I honestly think it's a flashlight.
I don't see a picture.
I put a link in the YouTube chat.
Oh.
I don't know if it blocked the link or if the link is still there. If it's not going to embed like a link because I'm not a mod.
I don't see any chats from you in the last few minutes.
Yeah, I don't either.
In the live chat, in the YouTube live chat, you don't see it?
See if you can send it to me as a private chat.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that little handy dandy.
Because it might let me do it.
Yeah, because, like, you're the goddess in control.
Don't I wish?
Okay, there you go. Goddess. There you go. It embedded.
You know, you're going to have her ego invading Indiana at this point.
Oh, dear. Well, I already built her a server.
Don't do that.
I already built her a server and she doesn't use it. It's got all the bells and whistles and everything. I'm telling you.
I need to go back and look at it.
I was hooking up your mom big time, girl.
She was.
Somebody take care of her.
She has been so good.
I try.
Let me see if I can get this to show up.
I have to remove the link with the spaces. I think that Kay's going to try to bring it up. Leela.
I'm trying. See, there it is.
Yes. Okay. Where it says lost shoe, there's actually 2 flip-flops there. If you look real closely, there's 2. And look up to the upper left there. See, there's a rock, a flat rock, and there's like a book sitting on top of that, and then there's something black on top of that. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
It's literally almost being covered by the corner, bottom right corner of the black part that says lost shoe. It's like right there.
So it's
And
over
then-
here
It's so hard to see, though.
where I'm pointing.
Oh,
I don't see your pointer.
I don't see your pointer either.
Oh, you
It's
guys.
literally under like the E on.
I'm
Lost
looking
Shoe.
at the StreamYard link. Let me look at the YouTube one.
Oh, I thought y'all could see my pointer.
No,
I can't see your pointer.
I can't see it on either.
Oh, fine. I need to learn how to use OBS. It's so much better, but it's like so much harder to use. You know, I see other people able to zoom in. Is that better?
Night, Nicole.
That make it bigger, Katie, or no? No?
No, I don't see a change.
Well,
Kind of frozen.
now I can't get off here.
Same.
A little bit of knowledge.
I worry.
Is it
about it.
dangerous? There we go. Is a dangerous thing. Thanks for coming, Nicole. Have a great night. Yeah, if anybody else wants to send me a link, you can send it in private chat. You can private chat me it and I can pull it up.
Oh, this is gonna be annoying.
Yeah, those pictures with the clean van versus the van.
Yeah.
You can't believe that Instagram life. It's all lies.
No, but I thought it was interesting too because I mean we've talked before about Gabby liked things clean and organized. So
Yeah.
Well,
just that
the
it's that
reason-
trash too. I wonder if he did that and that was part of their argument. It wasn't really he told the cops she's mad because my feet are dirty. Was it really because he trashed the whole place?
Well,
She said,
The
I
reason-
forgot what made the flip-flops important, not trying to be an ass.
Gabby was wearing them in a video 2 days prior, and in the cop video, she's wearing those.
Oh, I don't
they're
know if you
Gabby's.
I don't know if you can or not, Bossy. I just know you should see to the right private chat.
On StreamYard, not on YouTube.
no, yeah, they
Right.
don't have access to StreamYard. I just sent you a link to the van side by side of it being clean in comparison
Oh,
to the day
thank
that the
you.
police pulled them over. Yeah. It's pretty night and day here.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
No, the reason why I was looking for a picture of the van in the laundry's driveway is because there isn't one. And I find that extremely odd that I can't find a picture of her van in their driveway.
You know, I had looked for that too a couple days ago.
I mean,
Night,
There's-
Melissa.
plenty of pictures of the dad's truck, of a camper, of a Mustang, but the van wasn't there. The van would have been sitting there at least for 2 weeks or 11 days before the parents of Gabby reported her missing.
Mhm.
And I don't even know when they took the van. I'd have to look to see when
They
they
took the van on the 11th. The cops
So
did.
why is there no pictures of that van, of the police taking pictures of it? Like, why is there no pictures of this thing? I've only found one picture of this van in the police garage. One picture of it. This is very strange to me.
Mark said if she was still alive there and the way she is, she most likely takes off her sandals before she goes into the van. Yeah.
Mhm. I would
That's the
agree
way
with
I took it too, especially the way they're right before you would step in.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Melissa, thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good night. You guys, I'm going to get another drink. And I'm going to try to
Bye.
fix my chair.
This is my stream now.
Katie's Take it over.
She's the
I wouldn't-
captain now.
I wouldn't know what to do with this, even if I did take it over.
No worries. We just surf porn and we don't tell your mom about it.
That's right. We'll get her those views.
She'd be like, oh my God, how'd I hit 100K? Like, I only got up to go to the bathroom.
Right. I've got so many new followers. This is amazing.
Why is everybody in the chat saying tits and ass? What? I don't understand. I was trying to make a bet with my friend last night, trying to figure out when is Brian, like if he's in, for argumentative sake, if he's in the swamps of Florida, he's not going to last much longer. The
No,
weather's
I don't
getting
think he's in
colder.
the swamps of Florida. I think
I mean,
he's screwing with us from somewhere else.
I feel like he's back where that girl in the Jeep picked him up, somewhere in that area.
Like, I think the accidental Instagram live of showing him on a boat and everything else has just been to have misdirection.
That is some idiotic streamer YouTuber. I called him out on Twitter for that and go, first of all, you didn't tag it right. It's not Instagram, it's TikTok. Secondly, you misspelled her name on the hashtag. The guy's a douche. I can't even believe that he did that.
Yeah.
That would be all over the news. That would be all over the news. You would be seeing Coast Guard boats and helicopters and ships. You'd be seeing them everywhere.
Right.
I don't know though. I do hope that that the parents have to flip the bill for all these toys getting rolled out, because I think it's nothing but a red herring.
Yeah.
I think they got rid of him. Well, not got rid of him. They got him out of Dodge, if you will.
Hi, Greg.
Whenever their neighbors saw them go on a 3-day camping excursion.
Y'all weren't talking bad about me while I was gone, were they?
We told them to delete it out of chat before you got back. It's
right. No evidence. There may be a few eggplant emojis. Don't ask.
You know I like that.
Oh, exposed.
I'm not so sweet and innocent all the time.
Oh, dear. We got to liquor you up a little often. Do tell.
Katie, don't be telling stories on me.
I have too many to tell. I wouldn't even know how to narrow it down at this point.
I know, there's too many.
We're going to break it up on different social media networks.
No, someone is saying his sister's truck was on the couple's video in Wyoming.
Yeah, I almost said that earlier too, that there's a whole thing about a man who apparently, I guess, I don't know what Brian's daddy looks like, but a man who looks like his dad in this truck, and a woman who may or may not be the mom in the passenger seat, and they've got stuff in the back of the truck as well. And
oh my God, that just reminded me of a picture where somebody said, "Who's this?" Oh my God, I'll have to find it. It looks like Gabby is setting up the camera for a shot, and there's a woman sitting on the rock, a heavyset woman that could be his sister, and he's standing up looking at this person. And they're at a lake. They're at rocks at a lake. Oh my God, I have to find that picture now.
True, Jess. She's saying nobody knew she was missing, so nobody would have been taking pictures at that time.
no, her family reported her that night. You're right, Bossy. I am the one to ask for the good stories. One of these nights, I'll have to have some tequila or something while we do this.
Lord.
Mama knows how that goes.
I don't know if we want a drunk Katie.
It would be better than, oh my God, not drunk dialing, but you know what I mean.
Drunk texting.
Yes, thank you.
It's pretty easy to survive outdoors if you're a regular camper. See, everybody says this guy would make it outdoors. He wouldn't have a problem at all.
I mean,
Mark,
he
that's
has
what I
been
keep
in the back
reading.
of a van for the better part of, what, 6 months? 8 months? I don't remember exactly, but
No, they still haven't released the cause of death as far as I know.
Yeah, just that it's a homicide. The autopsy was done today, though, but they didn't say, excuse you, how long we would have until we have a final report.
Yeah, I wonder how long till they'll release it.
I would imagine they're going to keep that under wraps.
Probably pretty tightly, yeah.
See, everybody's talking about this Todd Chrisley podcast that I don't believe there's going to be a class action lawsuit.
I don't know anything about Katie or any of this stuff, but I just want to see if they can actually do a class action lawsuit.
I don't think you can. I really don't.
I mean,
don't think you
class
can either.
action for civil damages, yeah,
Right. But for defamation?
Yeah, this is verbal, so I mean, this isn't like a product.
Right, it's not like a product that hurts you or.
Yeah. I don't think it's possible to do a class action for defamation.
Bossy's going to send you margarita ingredients.
Ooh, girl, you talking my language. Margaritas and tequila sunrises are the way to my little heart.
I agree with Mark. I think he could live a long time out there.
And I still think he has help, even beyond his parents. I'm sure that they have other people helping. And that's just if he is still out there versus that they've got him holed up in some house that a friend of a friend's uncle owns or something like that. Which I think
there has to be some reason why they keep going back to the same spot over and over. I wish we knew what it was, but there's a reason why they're doing that.
Yeah, why are they taking pumps and shit to the swamps?
Why'd they send the divers in? Yeah.
I think they're looking for a weapon.
I think he's too narcissistic to have killed himself, and that we would have heard something.
No.
Looking for a body. So
I know, I agree with you there. I don't think he would have offed himself. And believe it or not, I also think if he would have tried to off himself, he would make sure he was found. I know, but I do. I believe he's that much of a bitch. No, there's also pictures out there that have been getting released of when the police found her. They were marking with red spray paint different areas, and if you look at some of these pictures of like tree trunks and shit, they look like 22 bullet holes, like from a 22 bullet. There's like it looks like 2 bullet holes on top of each other through this one tree. Looks like another bullet hole through.
See, somebody was saying that a little bit ago. They were saying that you can see bullet holes.
Well, you could see holes that, you know, if you try to guess what they are, you would probably think it would be a bullet hole.
I hope they found a fat gator with a pair of boots in its pond.
See, Mark, I felt like that too. I felt like he would be way far from there. But then I think there's a reason why they keep searching there. They have to know something we don't, that they keep going back there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no more. I'm not doing any more slow mode. Never again. It's funny, though, when I don't do slow mode, people get mad. When I do it, people get mad. So I'm just not going to do it.
It just figures, too, that the night you did it, you had like half the amount of viewers as you have tonight.
I know. But I never know. As Irish can attest to, it can be anything from 50 to 700-800. So, yeah,
Lord,
we never know, do we, Irish?
I would have to be a nicer person if you had 700 or 800 people in here, I guess.
It happened one night, and it was horrible.
Just us.
Yeah,
it was a nightmare.
It was not a good scene. Well, people actually were behaved.
Yeah, we had a lot of trolls you didn't see that Carly and I kept getting out of here. That's what messed everything up, was trying to keep the trolls out. I wasn't expecting it, Katie, so I only had like 2 mods.
Yeah.
But that's not enough when you have like 800 people in here.
No. That's when you need, well, I mean, I wouldn't have known how to do anything. I still won't know how to do anything, actually. Scratch that. But if it ever happens to you again, you just text me, and I will come and be the vicious, malicious moderator. And I will also jump on here and just chew some people out just for the fun of it.
Atta girl.
I need to make you a moderator.
That's
it was bad.
Don't give me power.
Not embedding that link for you, but that's a picture of one of the tree trunks that were, I think, laying on the ground that they marked number 16. That has 2.
That one's not working. Let me try to just paste it.
Bullet holes.
Yeah, that one's not working at all. Huh.
If you type into here, I'll just copy and paste what I typed in. And
See,
then
I
you have
copied it and pasted it too, and it still didn't work.
No, I'm gonna copy and paste what I put in the search engine.
Oh, okay.
And then you might be able to find the pictures that way.
Mama,
What?
apparently somebody had a Kyle says, your chat is tame. A guy with 10,000 viewers earlier was trying to control thousands of people blaming Bigfoot for this. That is
No
right up
way.
his alley. Y'all, if you don't know, my mama loves Bigfoot.
I have such a thing for Bigfoot. We love
To
Bigfoot
the point that
here.
my daughter now has 2 different Bigfoot stuffies that are her favorite.
That's crazy, though. I cannot believe. Wow.
You're a
I like
Yeti
my
lover?
group. We're a laid-back, fun group. We don't often get too crazy.
I do agree with Mark that any remote campground is going to mean bullet holes in wood. You could probably find that at most campgrounds around here, too.
That's true, too.
Yeah, but when they're around a body, you're
for
gonna
sure.
have
You
to,
still got to mark it.
yeah.
Greg, you missed the other night when there was a lot of people talking about the butterfly
Yeah,
symbols
the
and all of their
cults.
stuff, and how it was part of the CIA mind control monarch thing. Like, there's some pretty good out there stuff about this.
Cicada? The Cicada Project?
No, the mind control monarch project.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you were talking Irish and you didn't see what they were saying in chat. We were like, oh, no.
No, I'm looking for photos for you, girl.
I'm trying to find them, too.
Well, I have some saved. I'm gonna see if it'll let me.
Well, my
He's
mama
doing
just
that
attracts trouble. So
She's a Yeti lover.
it's true.
Always have been. I always told the kids when they were little stories about Bigfoot, and it was just always a fun thing.
Like, I don't know how much you guys even know about my mama. I'm sure plenty of you don't know anything about my mama. So back in the day, we had miniature horses. And this isn't even a bad story about my mama, just about things that happened to her. We had miniature horses, like so many people do. And we had somebody come to our farm wanting to purchase a horse as a guide horse for the blind. It's a thing. It's a dumb thing. It's a thing. And when my mom said no, they sued her.
That's
Because
what I
this
thought.
is the sort of thing that only happens to
What?
Yeah, I got.
Insane.
Well, and the problem was I talked about it on a horse forum. It was literally one of the first defamation lawsuits over something on the internet. We're talking years ago. Yeah. Somebody in here knew the lawsuit too.
Oh, that's funny.
How many years ago was that, Katie?
Oh, God. We were still in Illinois at the time, so.
Yeah.
God, was I still in high school? We're talking like 2000, 2001-ish.
Yeah. It was one of the first lawsuits. We won. Thank goodness I had a shirt.
The judge laughed at it and threw it out.
Yeah, and the judge said, and this is why I'm always careful, always state that it is your opinion and you're fine.
Yeah.
He said she's allowed to have an opinion. But that lady was so rich, she was wanting to just take us to the cleaners because she could afford the attorneys. Thankfully, we had an attorney that did it for free.
Mm-hmm. But this is just, I mean, that is the kind of trouble. Oh, wait, another story time. Because, again, this is just the sort of thing that happens to my mother. She didn't update the dog's tags. My mama got arrested. Y'all.
I got arrested.
She didn't get a fine. She got handcuffed and arrested.
In front of my children at my house.
Tags in a town with a population of about 2,500 people. So, sup, Eureka, Illinois, how you doing?
My mom got mad at me because she wanted to build a deck on the front of her house, and we did it on the weekend because she didn't want to get permits and shit, because I mean they just make it so difficult to get permits. It's like really ridiculous. So we did it on the weekend, and her neighbors hated her at the time, and so they called the city on her. And since my room at the time was in the front of the house, I could hear all this like activity on the new front deck out in front. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I open the door and there's people with badges there and suits and cops. I'm like, what's going on? And they go, did you build this porch? And I go, well, I helped. Yeah. And they go, you want to step outside? I go, no. I'm like, what's the problem here? And I could hear my mom yelling and from her room, you know, because we own bars. So this is like 10 in the morning. This is when she goes to bed is 10 in the morning. She's like, who is it? What's going on? And I said, they want to arrest me because they told me they go step out and the guy gets out cuffs. I'm like, no. And so there's this argument between my mom yelling over the back of my head saying, you know, get the hell off my property. You're going to arrest my, you know, minor daughter for a porch. Go ahead, put cuffs on her. I'm like, Mom, shut up. Because I was like 16. I was like hysterical. She's like, yeah, cuff her. Well, my mom throws me the keys to her car. And she says, just follow him up there. And she calls my uncle, her brother. My uncle's like, damn, you know, wish that Irish wouldn't have been so scared and let them cuff her because you'd own the fucking city. Because they literally tried to arrest me for a porch. And I'm a minor. I'm 16.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's crazy. It was crazy.
Yes,
No.
it is, Mark. It is near Bloomington.
Mhm.
I saw those pictures, Bossy, but I can't get all of them to download. I was trying to find the pictures Irish is talking about with what somebody thought was bullet holes, but I can't
Yeah.
find that one.
I'm literally looking at it, but every time I try and link it to you, it won't work.
I think some of them are protected, so you can't use them. Hi, Daniel. Welcome. I don't know why everybody's saying that Dad called him Brianna. Everybody's talking about this. I don't get it.
He
I missed
apparently
something.
called a lot of her boyfriends by girls' names, I guess.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
Lassie, I don't see any links from you.
She sent them to me on Twitter,
Oh, on Twitter.
but some of them I can't use because I think some of them are where they mark them so you can't load them. I could try to. Yeah, let me try to do that. Let me see if that'll work. The only bad thing with mine doing that, oh, let me stop this one first, is it comes out really small. And I don't know why.
Some of the pictures are small, I think, because they do that for me too. Not all of them.
But I don't. When I show them as a screen share, they come out really tiny. Let's see.
Hate that sound.
Sorry.
No, it gives me bad flashbacks of when I had a Microsoft computer that all it did was want to reboot after it updated, and it went black screen and never turned on again.
Is that moving? Do you guys see me scrolling it?
Yes.
Okay. See, I can't go back and see why I do it. There's the video. But see, when I screen share, they tend to come out really small. And this has so many pop-up ads. That makes me so sad.
I know. It's just heartbreaking.
See, here it is looking more organized.
Yeah.
And if you're going to live in that tiny of a space, you pretty much got to keep it like that.
Well, there's pictures out there that were posted the other day of Brian's bedroom in his parents' home. And you can see some of the wall hangings or whatever, or, you know, tapestries. I think one's on the inside of the driver's back door, right? Yeah, right there. I think that was hanging on his wall.
And see, these pictures are from when they pulled him over, or the police are talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's trash.
That van only has like a 15.5-gallon tank.
Oh, is that all?
So to drive it home from where they were all the way to Florida, he would have had to refill that fucker 5 or 6 times. At least. And
oh, yeah.
And, you know, there's been a lot of comments that the van kept breaking down. It was I think it was a 2012. that it's probably not meant to go in high temperature stuff like that, be driven 24/7. Who knows? But I just, I don't know, man. I cannot find. I know people are saying, well, she was missing, so there wouldn't be any pictures of them taking the van. Maybe not, but usually if the police confiscate a vehicle and they're taking it, if they're taking anything off the property, they're taking pictures of it just in case when they return it or whatever, they don't get sued.
There's nothing on there like Facebook and stuff. They say that they have recovered it, but they don't ever post pictures until it's in
it's
their
crazy.
place.
It's just like when the police went in his Mustang, and we're touching it without gloves. Went in the trunk, crawled over the passenger side, did all these things. Like, Kate, I don't know if you liked my tweet earlier where I retweeted somebody else that said, "Hey, did anybody else catch this?" When they had pulled them over, and Brian said he didn't have a phone.
Yeah,
And then
I saw that.
And I remember, that happening in the video, and I'm thinking, why didn't the cops say anything to him? Like, what did he show him in his phone at the end? And why didn't the cops say, "Oh, I thought you didn't have a phone," and she had the only phone?
how did we find somebody who's from Eureka?
I know, isn't that funny?
I have pictures of me wearing the Hornets mascot outfit from middle school. Thank you.
It's such a tiny town. Most people have never heard of it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, I thought that was weird with the whole phone thing, though. You would have thought a policeman would have picked up on that, him saying, "I don't have a phone," and then, "Oh, here's my phone." So weird. We don't hate you, Greg. Why would we hate you? Anyone else think that Brian came straight home and the parents buy the camper and they go back to Wyoming?
Yes.
Could have been.
Yes. It depends how long the trip is. If they drove him there, I mean, there would be some trace if they bought him a ticket. If they bought him a plane ticket, there would be a trace of that. I don't think, personally, I don't think he ever left Wyoming.
Of course, at this point, even if he claimed self-defense and there was like a total knife, blah, blah, blah story, I'm going based off of what Greg's saying here.
Yeah.
He's still committed multiple crimes since then. So he's an idiot either way.
Yeah, it's a month later, dude.
To me, innocent people just don't do this. They just don't.
They don't come home and lawyer up, or they don't come home, lawyer up, and then not explain and say, okay, this
And then
is what's
disappear.
going on. Yeah.
Mhm.
In the perpetrator's vehicle, alleged perpetrator's vehicle.
We spent half our life in Bloomington, Mark, going back and forth. That's when we lived in
husband worked
Foosland.
at one of the golf clubs out there way back when. I wonder if it was Bloomington. They had a mean sandwich. and they
Bossy
always
said
do
that would
games
be
out
more
there.
than 3 days, though, right?
Depends on how many no-dos you can take.
Well, not really. When you look at, I think it's a little over 2,000 miles. So I think it's literally 3 days to drive from there to Florida. I don't know if the neighbors, when they were doing the interview with the news and they were implying that they saw Brian cutting the grass. Okay, then they saw him. Then he was in Florida.
Yeah.
But his parents had a considerable amount of time to hide him.
Yeah, I don't see where Gabby could have been such a threat.
I
all
don't
the
think the
feminists
round
will
trip
jump
is
you for
3
that one.
days. If you drive to Wyoming, let me Google it, Bossy, because I don't think it's 3 days. I think it's 3 days one way.
Yeah, Aaron, we were talking about that 3-day camping trip.
Mm-hmm.
I just cannot believe
That's
the things that
suspicious
have
as hell.
happened. I don't see any way he can say self-defense. I just don't. Or an accidental death. I mean, there's just no way. That would have only worked if he would have said something, came back and said something within a few days. But at this point,
I keep really hope. I mean, like, I understand that they won't release a lot of. Well, we'll see how much is actually redacted from the autopsy report. But I really wish they would at least release cause of death, because that would help with that sort of thinking too. If she was strangled, it ain't no accident.
I hate to, because I don't want to be real, whatever. But I think it was something really bad, because that FBI agent wasn't that upset for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
I keep going back to that because those guys are used to this.
Mm-hmm.
So him being that upset tells me something was really, really bad. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Okay, it is doable, Bossy, because according to this, it says that a total driving time from Wyoming to Florida, I didn't give it a specific location in Florida, is 31 hours and 35 minutes. So it is possible.
Yeah.
If that's a straight drive, no stops.
Far easier if you got parents to take turns driving with you.
Right. Well, how did Dad... See, first they were saying that, the dad left him the Mustang at the park for 2 days, and then the dad went back and picked it up. First of all, how did the dad get home after he dropped it off? Then they're saying no, Brian drove it there, and that the dad, left it there for a day and then picked it up the next day. And then it comes out much later that, oh, guess what? Brian left a note. Like, this is...
Right, yeah.
Red herring,
I thought that
red
was
herring,
weird too.
red herring. Yep.
I think it could be worse than that, Greg. I just have a feeling it wasn't that. Yeah, Bossy, that press conference when they announced that they found her, the FBI agent was so upset. I mean, he was in tears from the minute he went on camera.
He was really choked up.
So that's why I think it was something really bad.
I agree.
I don't want to get into details because we'll get in trouble with YouTube. Plus, I just, be respectful, but I think it was something really, really bad.
Tay, I agree. I looked up what wildlife is in that area. It's that specific area, like they have like the little tourist area where you go and there's the big map and they let you know this trail is bears.
Yeah, but I don't feel like it's something like that. I feel like it's something he did.
Oh, I do feel no. I feel like I definitely think he took her life, but depending on the condition of her, wildlife could have gotten to her.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I just have a feeling he did something. I have to be careful because YouTube's so weird about this, I have a feeling he did something to her after she died. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to say it without saying it. Hopefully you guys know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I get there's wildlife out there, but there could have been something before that.
Well, another thing too that I've been thinking about, because especially now that, Katie had brought up the alleged ultrasound pictures. What if they had sex? What if his swimmers is inside of her? So any self-defense, we fought, I'm just saying. Yeah.
It could have been a lot of things, but something really comes to mind with me that,
Sometimes it takes people to, not everybody
I've been reading true crime for so many years that, if you think about things that people do to hide things. Well, not everybody. They were saying when the helicopter flew over that it looked like she was buried, but I don't know that they ever verified that.
Apparently,
I don't think she was still there. I think that they had already gotten, because there was no tarp or anything. They put up a tent, but there's other pictures. If you Google the crime scene, there's a close up. There's a very good close up of where the tent is, and there's nothing there. I think they had already removed her.
See, and I think it was Mark brought up a good point too, and that's that her parents could have been controlling of her too. I wonder if they're like a enmeshed family, like the Wagner family in the Roden murders. Mm-hmm. You get some families that are so enmeshed with each other And the Wagner family is a good example of that, where they will all band together and do things none of us would ever dream of doing.
Right.
I think there's a lot of people that are still backpacking or traveling in that area of what's happening that they don't even know what's going on.
Oh, sure.
And I think that as they, as it's getting colder and as things are winding down, and maybe they go to a restaurant or check in with family, they're going to be like, "Hey, did you hear about this?" And be like, "Wait, what? I saw that van. I saw that couple." I think there's a lot more that's going to come out.
Oh yeah, for sure. See, people are talking about sonogram pictures again, but that's not been verified,
No.
right?
There's a lot of people that have been to the camps and said that it resembles a sign that's at some of the campsites, which I can totally see from the other sign that's leaning against the log, but yeah.
I just don't want to say it like it's been verified that those were sonogram pictures.
Right.
I mean, Tammy,
It's
that
just
can go both
another
ways.
conspiracy in a long line of crazy conspiracies.
Like, Tammy, that could go both ways, right? Like he could have like a, mom issues, or his dad is controlling and his mom is so submissive, and that's a learned behavior. Well, we already know that the parents are covering up for the kids, so he learned that from mom and dad.
Yeah. Nikki, the local cops there have said repeatedly that those cases are not linked. There's just a lot of people that think that they know and that they have to be linked.
Welcome, Snow. We probably won't be here too much longer. It's a work night for me, but we'll be here a little bit.
Homegirl, what isn't a work night for you?
I know. I'm so tired of working all the time. I just want to play on YouTube.
Except for when your daughter is like, "Hey, want to come babysit?"
Yes. I love that baby so much. I really think they could be an enmeshed family.
Yeah. There's definitely something, because I think a lot of us would go somewhere for a lot of places for our children, but the extent to which they're covering up his crime is just absolutely mind-boggling.
Mark, I thought the same thing.
Irish has always said that, Mark. When we were talking, what was that, Saturday night, Irish was saying the same thing.
Yep. I'm with Mark on this.
Me too.
It's us against the world, guys.
That's right. And in other news stations and articles, they are saying it's not confirmed at Katie.
I don't know if the FBI is even looking into those cases, but it'd be hard for, the FBI is the FBI has jurisdiction over Gabby's case, but I don't believe that they do over the double homicide. So it'd be hard, I guess, the local PD can say they're not connected, but I don't even know
Mermaid,
if the FBI
thank God
the
for
double
that.
homicide.
See, I read something about that too, Mermaid. That they actually had pictures. She's saying a news crew flew over the area and spotted the body because they said in the report they wouldn't disclose the images, so that's why the report stated she wasn't buried.
Oh. Or she was buried and was buried shallow enough that the animals just dragged her ass out. Oh, for sure, to get me. I completely agree with that. I think everything happening right now is just getting him off, because even he's still active on his Spotify account. He keeps changing the titles and stuff of his playlists, and I think he's just completely playing with
He's
people.
been active on Spotify to this day?
Yeah. As of last night or this morning, he changed one of the titles of his playlist, one of the playlists that he created the day after he got home.
Or did his parents do it? They're trying to cover.
See, that's what I said. A lot of people think it's his dad.
And his Instagram account has been following and unfollowing people. The Sut dog. The cover pictures for some of his highlights have changed. So his social media is active.
It's so weird though, because you would think the FBI would be right on that, because if that's him, there would be a GPS.
Yeah, I don't get that either. Was also, so, you know, Gabby's family issued a cease and desist to Brian's dad today, telling him to take pictures of her off of his social media, including his Yelp page for his business. And he released something back saying
That wasn't the
basically it's none
dad.
of
That
his
was the
fault.
attorney. They
Oh,
filed
is that what it was?
Yeah, they filed a C&D against
Oh,
the.
you're right. It was against the
It was the
attorney.
attorney. God, you got
And
me
that was
excited.
people-
You got me excited. I was like, wait a minute. They went after dad? Oh, got
But
my
I
adrenaline going.
do think his parents are knee deep in it.
Oh yeah,
Oh, for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think they're farther than.
The money's gonna run out. So
I hope all these girls get away from controlling scum.
Oh, definitely.
It's hard, though. It's hard to get them to leave.
There will always be narcissists, and there will always be people who fall prey to narcissists.
I have to give you this link to this really weird website. I was just Googling and researching and I came across this really weird website that somebody made about Brian and this situation. Because that's what it was. I was looking up Brian's parents' net worth to try and figure out how long we're going to have to deal with this before the funds run out.
They're pretty wealthy, right?
$5 million, according to this site. They see, if you watch her video or you look her up, she's done like interviews for a little shop that she worked for, like I don't know if they made like bagels and like a little mini diner, or I think that's, you know, maybe why Brian's parents also liked her so much too, is because they sell the juicing machines at, I think, one of the stores that she worked at. They were high school sweethearts, yes, but that's what they do for a living. And if you look at this link and you read where, let me bring this up. It talks about it when it gets into what Brian is. They're acting like he's some sort of it says Brian is also a craftsman. Wait, it jumped. Brian is also a craftsman, along with being a television personality. Brian is making his identity in the American entertainment world. I'm like, what? And they also have his age as 37, which is wrong.
Yeah.
But it made me think of that when you go, yeah, his like social media is popping.
I'm going to try to bring that up.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's really crazy. And one of my friends was trying to trace back, like, who made this page.
Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why 37?
Yeah, some dude named John. You know, it
posted like 5 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they could just be trying to make money, because you know that's going to be a big search right now.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of ads on it, so.
Oh yeah.
The one thing that I'm trying to figure out is at what point is Katie Joy Paulson hindering an investigation by claiming that the FBI now she's got people on the internet saying that the FBI went to her house when she was all over Twitter saying that the FBI called her local police and they showed up at her house, and she did live streams saying the same thing. Then she said that it had happened the night before, and then they showed up the next day. And then she claimed something about it was a child protective service call. I'm like, very convenient, because you know that nobody, even with the Freedom of Information Act with an open investigation, can confirm what you're saying. And nobody can confirm a child protective service call, because that's going to be.
I just couldn't even believe she put it out there. Even if it really happened.
She's tagging the dad. She has gotten banned from so many Facebook group pages that have been, when they were actively looking for Gabby and memorials to Gabby. She has been banned for, like, they're posting comments. Who is this crystal ball person? And I hope, I don't know if you saw my tweet where I said, I hope Todd takes you for everything you have.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh,
Believe me.
I was pissed. I was so mad. I still am.
I'm shocked because my thing was, even if it happened, let's just say it happened, I would have never said a word. Not one word would I have said about it. But there you go.
Yeah, a normal person would lay low.
Yeah. You would never say it.
No,
It's
I think she was actually trying to become mainstream news.
Yeah, I think she's trying to get somebody to pick the story up. You know,
Well, at what
Here's my
point
chair again.
can she be charged with a crime for doing that? For taking the time away from law enforcement in an active investigation because they think Brian is allegedly with her in fucking Minnesota?
I think it depends if she can prove there was a phone call made. But you know, the weird thing with that was the neighbor said, if that was really the neighbor in chat, said that's not what they were there for. She hinted that they were there for a different reason. You know, the friend.
Iris, did you see Jay's video about that pic with the sheriff about the CP? Oh yeah, about the we all made fun of that as soon as she posted that shit. We're like, look at the floating cop. Just floating around, just floating. And it's weird, that she referred to the police in this instance as Minnesota police and not the sheriffs. Very interesting.
But then I know somebody looked up the wrong county and put out bad information.
Yeah.
People got to be careful.
Yeah.
Make sure you're in the right county.
Oh, we're gonna know. Believe me,
I know
somebody's working on it. Like you got to know, there's people working on this.
I know there is.
She's horrible.
The whole thing though was so bizarre because then she said the stuff about her husband having a gun and blah blah blah. And I'm like, where did that come from? Because that was later.
Oh, I listen. I had gotten so mad. I had to close my computer, or it was going to become a frisbee, and it wasn't my computer's fault. It was hers. Her trying to say, "I'm just like Gabby."
Oh my God!
I was in an abusive. I was like, "This is sick. This is beyond sick." Like, I wish I never met that psycho. I wish I never would have helped that psycho. I mean, you know, I did meet some cool people through her, but that's okay. I want nothing to do with it. I wouldn't spit on that bitch if she was on fire. All right?
Tell us how you really feel.
If the world were swamped with piss and she lived in a tree, I would learn to swim in it. I just don't like her on piss.
Using this story to further herself.
The fact that she's doing it means that she'll stop at nothing. There's no boundaries with her. There's no limits with her. She will stop at nothing. So I hope Todd Chrisley takes care of this tick because it's causing Lyme disease all over the World Wide Web.
That whole thing was just so bizarre that the FBI wanted to know if Brian Laundrie was in her house, and I just can't.
And how come the news didn't mention that? How come the news, like there's probably not much that happens in the little old Katie Joy Paulson, Minnesota, in her little cul-de-sac. Like, I mean, fucking A, you would have thought that there would have been somebody out there going, wow, look at this shit.
You would have thought it would be a local story at least.
Right?
Yeah.
Irish, I remember the night she announced her Toddy lawsuit, and you were in the chat and said, listen, bossy, I feel bad enough about that is. All right, you don't get you rubbing in my face anymore. I've apologized for bringing Keem to her. We thought it was a First Amendment issue. It clearly wasn't until somebody sent us a video where she's like doxing Toddy and talking about death certificates and birth certificates. And we're like, what in the world is this? Is not a freedom of speech issue. This woman's a rabbit boiler. She's Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction, boiling rabbits. What? Yeah, bossy, I feel bad about that. I do. I really do.
Well, I sure wish they'd find this guy, though. It's driving me nuts. I just don't feel like he will do it himself. I just don't.
No.
Brian Laundrie, Greg, we're talking about him. Did you watch Antodides' card reading about this?
No.
Please do.
I'm just not into that thing.
Oh, but please get into this one. Kate, make
I
her
will go
watch it.
watch.
Katie, make her watch it. Please, 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 please. Make her watch it. Because it's actually very interesting from the onset. Like, it's he talks about, like, he goes, does Brian come from a lot of money? Does he have a lot of money backing him? And then he talks about how Brian is controlling. Like, this, his reading he did is all before any of these 911 calls came out that said that they witnessed Brian smacking her around.
Oh, I don't think he'll do that. Do you, Fire? I hope not. I didn't want to read it out loud because, YouTube and all that.
Oh,
I don't see him doing that, but I could be wrong.
That's not enough for a narcissist.
I think if he was confronted, like most of them, he will cave and go in. They always do. Chris Watts, Scott Peterson, they all just cave once they're confronted with authority.
I mean, the fire within could be right because obviously he lost control. He lost control with Gabby. So there's a possibility that he's going to act like a spoiled little brat and his mom and dad's not going to be there going, "Oh, son, calm down." I don't know, hun. I don't know the fire within. I kind of feel like it's going to be a standoff, give up situation. I think that he's just going to run out of gas, run out of places to hide, out of exhaustion, and that's kind of like what I.
That's what I think. He'll literally throw his hands up and be like, "Okay, you got me."
Yeah, I think there's going to be a little standoff. There's got to be drama. Like, he seems like he's dramatic.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to have to wrap it up. I got to go to work in the morning. Work interferes with all my YouTube fun. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you, Iris. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Carly, for modding for me. I appreciate you so much. You guys be sure and leave a comment after the video replay goes up, and we'll do another giveaway in the morning. Katie, what is your favorite case of all time? Mine's the John Benet Ramsey case. That one will never leave me, ever. I've got a video on it if you want to dig back and watch it.
It changes on a regular. Zodiac is a fascinating one, though.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carly. Carly says, please hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, Carly. I never remember to say that. I always forget.
My mama.
I'm not very good at promoting myself. Thank goodness for people like Carly. Do you guys all have a wonderful night? Have a good one. Bye, Katie. Bye, Irish.
Bye.
Bye, ladies. Bye, everybody.